It's funny. Fermented soybeans, it's a pass for me. Bonjour, je suis Linda Song, parfumeur à Givaudan. Je suis ravie de vous présenter cette collection d'ELOREA qu'on s'appelle Timeless Legacy. Jang. I love that there's the earthenware pots that are embossed on the packaging. If you see the site in Korea where they have them outside and they're all in perfect rows, and it's really beautiful. And I think the most important thing too to know is that some of these starter materials of Jang have been around for generations, sometimes even hundreds of years, and that was the real inspiration behind this fragrance. So I really focused on, yes, having this element of savory, but I think really focusing on the aged balsamic quality of it, because that for me spoke fragrance, and I think that was the richness that we were looking for to be the base of our fragrance. So in Jang, when you first smell it, you immediately go to the back, and you get this dark, deep, rich fullness of the resins already at the top of the fragrance. But we do have little notes of spices and aromatic notes at the top that lead into this woody, resinous, balsamic, ambery quality in the back. What is the conversation around Jang that people are having?
So it was we prepared some of the comments.
Oh yeah, great. It's funny. Fermented soybeans, it's a pass for me. Is this soy sauce perfume? Will I smell like soy sauce? No, you will not smell like soy sauce. I think that was probably one of the most interesting things for me in even this concept, because yes, that was my first reaction too, right? Was, are we making a soy sauce fragrance? But no, because I think that was the interest of actually smelling the aged Jang. And also too, the concept of Jang is that it's not just kanjang, which is soy sauce, there's also different types of Jang. But the idea behind it is when you get the highest quality of a Jang, just like if you have the highest quality of wine, it's gonna be really different from a young one that's not aged in barrels. And this one, imagining these earthenware pots, and it's been there for hundreds of years, and then creating something out of it, you're getting something really special, and that was the idea we're trying to capture in this fragrance. Oh, I love this. It's actually really beautiful. You know, Hanok, the idea around the fragrance was very much around this idea of Korean pine. If you're not familiar with the buildings, it's these beautiful wooden buildings, and they have these paper screens in them, and it was very much to capture the idea of not only the wood, the paper, but then also almost a sacred element of these houses. So we have notes of incense in there that for me, because I think family is sacred for sure, of just signifying kind of the unification that the house brings. And so here you have both the freshness and the warmth of the wood. So it's very aromatic. They're coniferous trees, but there's also a cleanliness to the smell of the trees. Heat, I think I loved this idea. I think I wasn't familiar with the word about the color of the Hanbok actually, so that was a learning for me, and I love that you capture that here too. What I love about a lot of the Hanboks is that there's kind of a variation and vibrancy of colors often that are associated with them. And so when I saw this, it was very much kind of capture the brightness of the colors, and then I think in the floral seas, making sure that it had that delicacy. So adding in lotus blossom, the peony, so that they stay very petally and fresh. Particularly with this fragrance is having both that freshness and brightness, having kind of that quiet strength in the back, and that coming from really being very clean amber, musk, and woods in the background that are supporting all of these delicate florals and fruit. You know, the idea already around Haenyeo and what they do, these female divers, their place of comfort is water. You know, how can we capture water in a way that is not cliche? Was the idea. And I think because just like these women are like leaders of their community, it's not necessarily about them being feminine or anything else. It was about having all of these watery elements, the sea salt, notes that you love, but then also playing around with these sea florals as well, with this mineral aspect from the back that is reminiscent of both the sea and the volcanic rocks specifically that you find in Jeju-do, that it has a grounding, I think, to everything that is water around this fragrance. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the Timeless Legacy collection, and à bientôt.